ThePottles herself in the number 4. Our man Archon the Rattlesnake in the 21. Rowdy in the number 95. K Taddy in the 32. Thunderfunk himself in the 24. And Young Racing in the 43, guys.
What an incredible lineup here tonight in Chicagoland Speedway. Definitely a full flooded roster. And guys, tonight, this is the big one here. They are going for that elusive points race going into the playoffs here with only this race and next week's wild card race that will be determined later tonight by the driver of the winner of the Chicagoland here tonight. So be tuned to stay in with that and find out where these guys are. I know last night when we were talking, we found out from Hoffy that he decided to go with Eldora. So we're going to be running the dirt track in the truck series. What a shocker that was, and incredible racing that will turn out to be. But of course, we got tonight and then the Xfinity series tomorrow night for their wild card choosing. I think we're definitely in for a show if I could say that myself.
Definitely, especially now there is that little added bonus of the winner picking next week's track for the wild card race. That kind of gives a little extra incentive if somebody would like to win the race and get a little advantage picking a track that they're good at. So we'll see who really puts the pedal to the metal tonight.
Yeah, it kind of makes me wonder too, like if the winner's going to pick a track that they can possibly go back to back at, or if they're going to pick a track that is just a stumper all around.
I think we're just gonna have to see here in just a moment. Here we're waiting for the confirmation to go live onto the track. Here we're getting everybody as well into the comment section and the YouTube booth. Appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. Hoffy, thanks for joining, bud. Moldy or Ken, thanks for joining in with us, buddy. Man, I think we have a good lineup here, but do we have any favorites that really catch our appeal? Man, I think we.
I don't know. I didn't get to watch any kind of practice today. I don't know. I mean, I guess our picks this week are going to be kind of off just a gut feeling.
Indeed.
Yeah, kind of a hard deal. There's a lot of guys that are pretty good favorites here at this track, and considering what happened at the last couple mile-and-a-half tracks, I mean, there's Dial that's always up there. There's Deadpool, who won a race this year on a mile-and-a-half. So there's a couple favorites out there, but it's going to be hard to tell. It's such tight racing, and I expect very tight racing here tonight.
Indeed. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to get in with our drivers here and take a look and see what we got here. Just having some technical difficulties. I do apologize for the blue screen, everybody. Not sure
You gotta love technical difficulties, right, Spark?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
It happens.
It's just the way it goes sometimes. It's not always everything goes according to plan, but just gotta roll with the punches.
Exactly. It's kind of like Monday going into the office back at Monday for that Monday morning flow back at the office, I guess, huh? That's what I'm trying to say.
Indeed.
It either doesn't want to work or it wants to work too fast, or you're trying to throw it across your office.
Yeah, we're just getting word right now. We're just getting the drivers all lined up. The qualifying session should be good to go here in just a minute.
You guys, any bets on whether this action is going to be just as good, if not better, than the truck race last night?
I'll be honest with you, man. Like, last night's truck race was hard to top. But, like, you go back and watch our YouTube channel here on PTM Racing and even some of our other stuff. Like, you can just tell there was some all-out racing and brawling there. Just side-by-side action, three-wide action, and just a lot of sliders I've noticed that were just timed perfectly that really made the race real interesting. So it's gonna be hard to say, but Chicagoland definitely can be
Or Christian.
Everything else here. I may have to hop off for the second here and go ahead and talk with some of our executive producers here and see what's going on exactly. So.
Meanwhile, while we're waiting, we can show you last week's race, brought to you by. Let's see. There was something that we did forget to mention here tonight for tonight's race. This race will be, I'll go ahead and go through the lap rundown here since that kind of got overlooked for a minute. Run is going to be 31 laps. This race is going to be split up into 3 stages. First stage is 19 laps. Second stage is 20. Again. A pivotal point in these races here lately of what happens toward the end of the show. So we'll see what happens, what everybody does here as we wait out and get these technical difficulties rectified here.
Yes, sir. Spark, did you say that there was no fuel issues for this race? Did I hear that correctly?
Yeah, fuel window is 31 laps. The last stage is 29. So pretty much you should be able to make it, counting the stage caution itself. Should be able to make it on fuel. According to what my numbers see here. But again, I'm just wondering what tire wear will be like here as well. So it's going to be interesting to see. I think there's going to probably be, my prediction is there'll probably be a caution in that last stage. It's just going to foul that up anyway. So.
All right, guys. So I got word from our executive producer that he finally figured out our little technical glitch here. So thanks again for everyone that was waiting out on us here. What comes to worse, I'll end up just I'll edit everything out when we get a chance here. Nonetheless, let's get down to the pits, guys. Here we go. Let's get to the track. Finally get to the show everybody has been waiting to see all season long. It's the big one before the wild card race, and then after that, it's the playoffs race. Now they are going to, sounds like, and from what we're telling from the booth here, is that we are getting word they will do a slow lap to start. They will get lined up, ready to go here from their qualifying lap, and then they will go one time around, and after that, it's green, 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 and start this race.
All right, so it looks like we might have had a little bit of what we call a rain delay there a little bit. The jet drivers dried the track off, so they'll take a slow lap around, make sure the track's not wet or slick or anything like that. And when we get the green flag, we'll boogie, boogie, boogie.
As you can see, guys, getting the drivers all ready up here. Just a little slow lap around. No worries, guys. They'll get everything all sorted out here in just a minute. Just got to get positions all figured out. McCarthy, I got to ask. I know you're 6 feet apart from me, but are you having troubles with the screen there?
It is actually, it's pulling up right now. It's giving me a little bit of a problem. I guess you passed the problem on me for a second there.
I'm trying to figure.
It's just being a little slow.
I'll say, I don't know what's wrong with our executive producers these days, but man, like I know like things are getting crazier and crazier out there, but like I've been trying to tell them for the last couple of years, like the first things first, like let us figure out how to run this stuff first, and then we go from there.
But, it's just like when we get our stuff figured out, they upgrade us to new stuff. We got to figure that out again.
It seems like it anymore. All right, all enough dickering and badgering. Let's get to this here. Drivers are lining up side by side. Get ready for that green flag. Going to come high in the air. Here we go. It's Chicagoland for the Custom Cup Series. And then, of course, you can see the fans 6 feet apart there. They will be that way the entire night. Get used to seeing that.
Absolutely. And here we go. Coming off turn 2. And as as I've said before, there's that old Dial up front. He's one of the favorites for sure, and there he is. But here comes K-Taddy.
K-Taddy down on the low end of Pottles there, coming out of turn 3 into 4, out of 43 now. Young RCN, remember last week, folks, man, he had a run for his life. He just did not get enough to win that one, unfortunately.
Oh, now we've got a battle for the lead. Here comes K-Taddy trying to keep that momentum up from last week when he won his first race here. Maybe he's going to try to go for 2 in a row here.
A little bit of between Pendle and the Young Racing. There's 3 guys on it.
Yeah, Young RCN got a little bit in there. El Blanco coming out. Here comes Dylan as well, coming out of turn 4, starting to get up there. But the battle currently is with K-Taddy and Dial. Dial trying to dial up his own connection. K-Taddy, last week's future winner. What an incredible season he has been dealing with this entire season. But he finally got that monkey off his back, won that race. Dial, probably one of the better drivers of both series that he runs. He's been a player to say the least. He's trying to give it everything he's got. Little K-Taddy back here in the first place spot.
Them two have kind of, even side by side, have driven away from the rest of the pack there behind them, with Pottles there in third, and a whole slew of cars right behind them.
Yeah, I see Kendall, I see Blanco, I see Young Racing. We got going back here to the sky. We got a big gaggle of cars in the park today.
A little bit of 3-wide action there, coming out of turn 4 early on, and now coming down to turn 2. We get a good look at Rowdy Silvers here. El Blanco up high in the outside section of turn 3. Got a little loose, it looks like. It's easy to get loose on this track, and Sparklicious, can you tell me why that is?
Basically, yeah, looked like he just got loose going into the turn there. It looks like that if you get somebody right on your back end bumper there, it just takes the air off that spoiler sometimes, and it gets that car loose, and you have to chase it up the hill. It looked like because those guys are so packed in together, it doesn't take much for the air to come off your rear end and get you looping around.
Ain't that the truth? Coming out of turn 4, now we got a battle for first and third and fifth now. 3-way battle for fifth here. Young RCN, Thunder, Punk, and Dylan battling it out there. Up top in the top 3 spot, that is Pottles. And I could not quite tell who the other driver was there. He's right here. Pendle?
Yeah, I think it is Pendle.
No shit, don't call me Pit Pendle, the 38 down low in the turn 3, battling with Pottles here in the number 4 car. Quite a race here going on.
Oh. Know what I'm starting to see here? I'm starting to see what we used to see at Talladega back in a couple of years ago. It looks like we're seeing tandem drafting here. We've got the first 2 cars hooked up together, Dial and K-Taddy, and then you got Pottles and Pendle now hooked up for third and fourth. So it looks like we've got some tandem drafting going on.
Battle for the top 10 here right now. JD Atkins, the number 14, trying to hold off a few other drivers. Looks to be running about 7th there. He's got El Blanco in the 00 right behind him. El Blanco, one of the better drivers as well, coming on to the series. He has been fighting everything he had. Remember last week, folks, in the future, he finished 3rd with a great finish, to say the least, at Iowa. Now he looks to hopefully get a little more of those points in for next season and a little more experience down the road.
I don't know about you, but I'm slowly watching Deadpool. I'm making it looking at all my cars. He was back toward the back half of this field. As y'all see, he's slowly picking his way back up. Now he's up on the
And you know, that doesn't surprise me because he did that same thing last week and the week also at Vegas when he won as well. He was in the back and then slowly creeped his way up to the front. Before you know it, at the end of the race, there he is.
Hey McCarthy, just a quick heads up. The producers in the booth told me to let you know you might want to put your mic up a little louder. We can't. You sound like you're either softly talking or you're acting like your mother's around. You don't want to disturb her while she sleeps.
Hey. I mean, what happened.
You're gonna get a Crusader bad joke every once in a while, right?
Hey, that's what happens when you're in the booth.
Battle for third right now. Bottles and Pendle right now going at it like nobody's business. Down low, Bottles took the lead, took third place from No Shift Pendle. Seriously, you gotta stop changing your name, Pendle. Like, I'm tired of calling you Pit. Now I gotta call you Shift. Like, man, sooner or later I'm gonna call you something else that I can't really say on TV too often. So.
I think we just stick to Pendle.
I think at this point, let's just call him Pendle.
I mean, save us all the headache.
For real.
Speaking of Pendle, looks like young Racer RCN there in the 43, and Dylan and a couple others have now caught him and Pottles here for third and fourth spot.
Indeed, he has. Young RCN now down low with Pendle there. Actually took the fourth spot from him. Now looking to take top three here from Pottles. Pottles up high a little bit, having to give him some room. Looks like Young RCN is now starting to pull away here. He has been making some moves these last couple of races, really starting to show what kind of a driver he can be. Got a little loose out of turn one entry there. Manages to hold it out. A little bit of a draft from Pendle.
Oh!
Side by side, a little bit of a bump from Pendle to Pottles. They hang on though. They're going to go into turn three. Battle for third here.
Oh, they're looking pretty wide. El Blanco stuck his nose in there and thought otherwise. I mean, sorry, guys.
I seen that just as you were saying that too. I was like, oh man, Blanco's really making a move there.
El Blanco got his degree in El Chapo University because he was looking to escape, and he found a way out of that pretty quick, so good on him for getting out of that.
Definitely.
Currently right now,
these guys are getting a little dicey.
A little bit dicey, but you would think right now what we're looking at is the battle for the lead, but ironically, Kate Taddy has just ran away from Dial here, taking the good-sized portion of the lead. Meanwhile, Young RCN, Pendle, and Pottles. Oh, and Pottles getting a little bit loose there off with Pendle. Gave him a little bit of a bumper. Here comes the OG of Dylan. He's battling in there now.
Golly, they're close, guys.
Yeah, Dylan's just trying to find a way around. Oh!
A little bit of a bump. Oh! And Pendle into Dylan. What can he hold on?
Did Pendle go around?
No, he's still going up.
Oh, we got trouble. Deadpool's gone. Oh, out of the front straightaway, Deadpool got loose and right out of it. Oh, my Lord. They're not calling the caution here, folks. The flagman saying that we'll let him race. He can catch up in the next few stages.
Man, oh man. What a job by Pendle, though. Wow, he had to go down the corner and chase it. Got down the apron and everything else and still kept it straight. And unfortunately, Deadpool had to do a little yeoman's effort there and ended up spinning out there.
Indeed, indeed. Now you got a battle here with Matt BW in number 22 and JD Atkins in the number 14 there. A little bit of side-by-side action out of the front straightaway coming into turn one, into turn two here. A little bit of a battle in the rear here, so there's racing all around. But right now, everyone is still chasing after Kate Taddy and that number 32 car.
Guys, I'm watching Thunder, Dylan, and El Blanco, the three Chevys try and team up and put something together for Pottles and these guys up front.
I think it's been very, very clear around here. Even though you run the same manufacturer, sometimes these cars are not quite the same mindset as the drivers. So these drivers will give everything they have and throw the kitchen sink at the wall if they have to get the win. These guys are one of the hardest racers out here. They will not give an inch, and they will not quit, to say the least. So it's going to be interesting to see how they come down the line here, as El Blanco is still battling with old OG Dylan there in the number 9. 24 Thunderfunk. Actually, there's one guy, in my opinion, that desperately needs to get a bit of a race win in here. It's definitely him. And the stage one comes to a close. Can we get our news reporter in here, please?
Yep.
All right. So how you holding out there, Pottles?
My car's a little loose, so I have to work on that a little bit. But other than that, should be good to go.
Long run or short run, Pottles?
Long run.
Long run?
All
Alrighty.
right. Well, good luck. Get back in the car, and thanks for tuning in with us for a minute.
Thanks.
All right, and get the executive producers back out of my booth here. I told them to leave me alone and go find me another Chicago hot dog. And while you're at it, go to Giordano's and or Gino's East and get me a pizza there, producers, for crying out loud. I already Sparkalicious, you don't have to worry about doing any of that this time around, buddy. We're all doing it.
All right.
The green flag flies high in the air. Here we go again, folks, coming out and going into the front straightaway here. Whoa! Deadpool a little bit loose back there. I'm not sure what happened there.
We got some more stuff going on.
Pushing the four Pottles. Look out, we got some trouble here, guys. They're loose coming into the turn 3. Hold on, guys. Hold on.
That was a slide job on from Thunder to Pottles if I've ever seen one.
Indeed. Still a battle up front, though. K Taddy in the number 32 and the 12 of Dial. And now look at this. Young Garcia in the 43. He's making some moves. And Thunderfunk as well in the 24, as well as the number 9 of the OG Dylan. This is a battle here, guys. And yes, I know I'm already losing my breath. That's what I get for not having some pizza and hot dogs. Thanks a lot, producers.
Getting you too excited there, Crusader.
Don't worry, I'll get another steak for you this week here in a little bit.
You know Dan good well, there ain't nothing like Iowa steaks, all right, or Iowa tenderloin, so don't even try. Oh! She's up in the air, folks. She's flipping like Talladega. Nice Bricky Bobby over there. Oh, my goodness, and we're not even in Talladega for crying out loud.
Man, I hope Poppy's okay. Man.
She had a hard lip there.
No, I might have to check on her here after the next stage, make sure she's all right.
Gal pushed back into 4th here with Thunderfunk in the number 24 up in 3rd place spot. The 43 in Young RCN and K Taddy in the 32 yet again currently leading the pack out here, folks. I'm going to go one line driving here, but it's still going to be a close race here when we get down to the wire. Still early though.
And now we're starting to see that 43 car. He's moved up into the 2nd spot, and Mr. Thunderfunk, he's moved himself up into the 3rd spot now, so we're getting some new faces up here now up near the front.
Some new faces indeed. If there's any, but I'll say this right now, guys. There is one driver, in my opinion, that definitely deserves to get a little bit of redemption from last week. I'd say Young RCN definitely wants that. And speaking of that right now, guess who's up in 2nd place and battling him? Thunderfunk in 3rd. He's up there right now. They're going to go side by side, coming down the back straightaway here. See how he's hitting this track with K Taddy right in front of him.
Guys, I don't know about you, but I'm kind of pulling for Thunder, man. He's had some good runs and he's had some bad luck so far this season. It kind of makes you wonder, is tonight the night for either him or Young RCN?
I mean, I've said it before, I'll say it again. I want Thunderfunk to finally get a win for how many times he's picked you, me, and Sparkalicious on these tracks, and unfortunately, the old broadcaster's curse gets to him. So I promised him tonight I would not pick him again because he said, if I win, I told you to pick me in last place. So again, Thunderfunk, you can go to last place and figure out what you want to do there. But you know my heart,
last time in Vegas, so I mean.
Yeah, it seemed to indeed, but I'll say, hold on a minute, side by side with Dial here. The number 12, Thunderfunk, got a little bit tight there, a little bit of a rub there, but they hold on to the line as Young RCN still trying to get around.
Get a little loose.
Can he bring it back in? Yep, and now the number 22, Matt BW, he is starting to push his way in here. Oh, excuse me, that was not Matt BW, that is no Pit Pendle, sorry, or Ship Pendle, sorry guys.
No Pendle guy.
No Ship, don't call me Pit Pendle right now. Currently is in 5th place, battling it out here with Thunderfunk in the 24th in the 4th place spot. Meanwhile, wait a minute, look up here, folks. Up front, battle for the lead. The Young RCN, the 43. And the 32, K Taddy, they are duking it out here side by side down the front stretch. Young RCN has a little bit of a run coming into turn 1. He's going to push K Taddy up top. He doesn't want to be there. Holds the line side by side. They touch. They hold it. Look at this coming out of turn 2.
So it looks like that 43 car looks like he's got a good long run car here late in this run here.
Indeed, but how long will those tires last in stage 3? Because you can make them last good in the first few stages, but maybe not so much in the next one. But right now, he is putting it to good use as he just made his move around Kate Taddy. He took the lead there as we are currently in lap 7 of 17. But up ahead, there are some lap cars coming up.
Guys, I'm seeing Thunder trying to peek his way back up to the top 3 again.
Yeah, him and Dial going at it there for that 3rd spot. Side by side as they come off turn 4. Now Kate Taddy is now back trying to get back underneath RCN here as they go complete another lap here.
Battle back and forth yet again. Young RCN knows he's there, holds a lot of line, trying to keep him away. Good driving and good handling. Woohoo, Young RCN, easy there. Don't go too high. The wall is there, and that wall is unforgiving, my friend.
It's pretty good to see the number 43 car up there. It's an iconic number in NASCAR. You know, Richard Petty, 7-time champion. It's good to see that car up front. It's been a while since seen that car up front.
I believe Bubba Wallace now drives that car, doesn't he?
That he does, yeah, for at least for the time being.
Okay, for the time being, I don't know what that means, but let's just keep that out of the way because I don't want to get in trouble with anybody.
We're just mean silly season coming up, and you never know what's going to happen during silly season.
Absolutely.
Silly season. We've been running iRacing as of late for those guys and gals. I mean, I love watching it. They put on some good shows, but I mean, when you come to watch this stuff, like, man, it's almost like night and day compared to everything else you see on that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of putting on a good show, here comes Kate Taddy back up to the front. He's going to try to come back for that lead as they come off turn 2.
Slider up top here, makes it work. Whoa, but look at this. Young RCN tried to get a bit of a run there. Couldn't quite get it to go. Gonna go back down low. Kate Taddy holds him off. We've got 8 laps left in this. We've got 7 laps left in this one. Excuse me, folks.
So you got Kate Taddy in first, Young RCN in second, No Pit Pendle in third, Dial in fourth, and can't quite tell who that is back there in fifth. Red car back there.
Looks like Deadpool, guys.
Deadpool in the 18.
There he is. There's that sneaky devil right there. He is.
I swear on my holy grave, like, there is just some folks that you can't get away from, and Deadpool has either the biggest mark with the mouth, or he's literally one of the fastest guys on this series that just never gives up or quits. Like, he just found the rainbow or something, because he's eating the Skittles like nobody's business right now.
That's a pretty good analogy there, sir.
Yeah, not my best work here, folks.
Hey guys, don't look too far behind Deadpool. We got Atkins, we got Matt BW, El Blanco, King Joey, and Archon in the top 10.
A little bit of a battle here. Remember, these guys are trying to get in the top 4, so every point counts, and those top 10s is where the cut line cuts off for how much extra points you get. This is huge for these guys, because right now, I think the points race right now is only by about 10 to 12 points in total.
Problems turn 4. It's PTMs around again.
And JR is around as well. The number 36 around. It looks like turn 4, as you said. Yep.
Oh, and then Bobby just man, just smashed her like a beer can right there.
Bobby can't catch a break, can he?
No, he cannot. Man, poor Bobby. He tries so hard out here. He ends up in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Story of my life.
Whoa!
All right, well, back to the racing here, folks, and a little bit of hard action there. Unfortunately, Powell was put back down there as well. She's currently, she's a little bit of lap traffic right there. About took with El Blanco and Bat VW and King Joey. Thankfully, get out of the way. Oh, Narcon! He got the lick out of PTMs.
Oh, we got more problems. Taddy's around. What the?
Taddy's around. Wait a minute, what happened?
Whoa!
Oh my goodness, caution is out
on the track.
Might be debris on the track, but the caution is out, folks.
Man, that was so strange. All of a sudden, I just seen Taddy just go around, and Pendle went into the wall, and it was just mayhem over there.
That was just absolutely crazy. I don't even know what in the world happened there. That was just a lot of problems going on. Yeah, you said no pit Pendle. Young RCN was involved in that. Dial as well, and not sure what could have possibly happened there that started that chain of reaction, but
yeah,
drivers now getting okay.
Milk Duds has some damage here too, guys, looking back through the field.
Could take a look at the number 48 and 90 Milk Duds there. See how bad he is. Yeah, he's got a little bit of damage on the front end. I don't think it'll be too much. I think in all honesty, if he can just kind of tighten it up a little bit, he'll be just fine. The number 19, G Pre, he got a little bit of a lick in there too. Matt EW, yeah, he's got some damage. He'll be all right. No Ship looks okay. And then Thunder has a little bit of damage, but looks like he will maintain.
Wow, that was just
here.
That was just a whole bunch of craziness right there. Wow, and then just in them 2 laps, it was just, wow, just craziness.
Indeed. Green flag high in the air for the final stage race here, folks.
Oh.
It's going to be a battle for this one as the young RCN will lead him out. Whoa, we got Pottles back there already. G Pre, Bobby, and Archon involved in that one. What in the world? That was not the best restart here, guys.
Kind of makes you wonder if they got the mess cleaned up off the track right away.
And folks, that is calling a caution here. That will not be a caution from the flagman. That is a caution from our producers and the booth here, folks. We are allowed to say that now, so thank you, producers, for letting us know about that. Pottles will gain her lap back from the earlier wreck and caution, so she'll get that back as well. Young RCN looks like he will maintain the lead, and early on, I don't think these guys are going to pit anytime soon. That would probably not be a smart idea, in my opinion.
Yeah, not unless you're like way in the back of the field, maybe you come down. But all these guys up front, they're not going to stop. They're just going to stay out there.
I wouldn't think so either, yeah. Alright guys, so before we go on and finish up with stage 3 here, once we get everything all sorted up and back and ready, we got to give a special thanks to our sponsors, Dirt Tracking for your mobile Android and iOS devices. The best dirt track and racing game on the market is, of course, free to play, and one that you cannot let go of. You have to get it and play it. It is one of the best dirt track and racing games you'll see. So be sure to go to Android and iOS devices. Be sure to look up dirt tracking and sling some dirt. Also, I did a special thanks to our friends at Courtesy Chrysler and Jeep out of Coatesville, Pennsylvania. If you look for the best hot rods to get, something new, something to try out, look no further than Courtesy Chrysler and Jeep if you're located in Pennsylvania for some good deals and some fast hot rods.
Hey guys, so sorry to interrupt this part. I just got handed some piece of paper from our producers, or the guys, the guys above us. And it says on here that positions 1 through 4, points-wise, separated by 4 points. K-Taddy in 5th is K-Taddy is only 2 points out of that coveted 4th place position.
Oh boy.
He's currently in the back right now trying to figure out what happened earlier. I was hoping our cameras would go over and see what happened with that wreck, but unfortunately we weren't able to see what happened or what started the collision. So hopefully maybe sometime we can get back to the camera system here and go back and take a look at that. But now anyway, you said K-Tag was only out by 1 point, you said?
2 points. 2 points out of 4th.
2 points out of 4th. And remember, the top 4 will be the ones going into Michigan in the Cup Series. For the Truck Series, it is Homestead, Miami, and then the final race over at Xfinity Series, that will be, someone want to look that up for me real quick, guys. Producers, I know I already sent you out to get my pizzas and my hot dog, my Chicago dogs, but for crying out loud, go get me that, go get me the photo and results of where we're going for the Xfinity Series 2, would you?
A little demanding tonight, aren't you, Crusader?
Well, I'm demanding anytime I'm on the track, man. Sparklet just knows what's up with me. I demand good stuff, and I demand we get the stuff done right the first time. I do not like it when we don't get it done right.
So I just had someone whisper in my ear that Xfinity's at Daytona, then they've got a wild card, and then they end up in Auto Club, and the Cup guys are here at Chicago, wild card, and end up in Michigan.
So you said Auto Club was Xfinity? All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm not sure how the heck they whispered in your ear, for crying out loud. They should be 6 feet apart from you. So unless they got really stretchy, elastic neck, I don't think that was very smart of them to do.
You didn't know I had the special headset on?
What do you mean you had a special headset on? You didn't tell me about this. Why did I get one of these?
I got the special headset on tonight where they could just, key a button and it talks in my ear.
Don't worry, Sparkalicious. We know what's going on. We got a little bit of a camera going on right now. Looks like troubles for some other drivers here. Not going to mention names here, but we can probably take a guess what's going on. Just a little bit of an issue going on with the pits, as well as the flagmen calling for the restart here. They're just trying to figure everybody in and get everything taken care of. But we will be going back green here in just a minute here, folks.
Yeah, like we had a little strange situation there for just a moment now. It looks like we got Pottles and Archon coming down pit road.
There's another driver in there. I'm trying to find him. It's Deadpool.
I noticed before that we had 4 cars in the back of the field there pit. JR in the 36, the 48 of Milk Duds, Mr. Pendle, and there was another car at the pit at 2 right before Pottles and Archon pitted there. So did have some cars come down and get some adjustments done.
Indeed. Right now, currently, as we kind of wind down the laps, get the debris off the field as well, and get the drivers all ready to go here. You can see right now the number 14, J.D. Atkins, in that Ford Mustang, and is right beside the old 43 of that Chevrolet. They're definitely a little bit of a battle there. Chevy and Ford, what a battle that's going to be. And there's not a lot of Toyotas you see. I know you see Rowdy in that Toyota Camry and the number 95 there, but not a lot of Toyotas running in this field compared to the trucks and Xfinity, I would say.
Maybe we ought to make a change for that next season.
I think next season we're definitely going to have a little bit of change, but we'll definitely have an incredible lineup, to say the least, going in. So those drivers all get packed up and ready to go here. We're going to get that green flag high in the air. Folks, it's time to go to green flag racing one more time in stage 3, the final stage for Chicagoland. The all-inclusive points to get into the playoffs are important here, as Dial has now made his move down low, trying to keep it away from J.D. Atkins. J.D. Atkins, number 14, holds his line, though, and maintains position, but Dial is still right behind him.
RCN's got the lead going into turn 3. Atkins in second, Dial in the 3rd spot. Everybody keeps it a little bit more tame this time, at least as far as looks like the top 10's concerned. Looks like it's getting a little wild way in the back there, though.
Now, let me ask you something real quick, Sparkles. Is that even a word you can use when you describe tame with these drivers? These guys are not tame whatsoever. They are the hardest throwing racers you can imagine. And as I say that, we're getting a little bit loose here. Come on, guys, calm it down a little. Whoa! Blanco and Pottles got a little loose there with Deadpool as well, and I think that was the 24 Thunderfunk. We got a little bit in it, managed to hold out the line though, as the drivers in the rear holding it out. We got a battle up front. Young RCN, my friend, you have company, sir. And it's a 3-way battle for that, as JD Atkins and number 14, the number 12 of Dial as well, and the number 9 of OG Dillon. And His Royal Highness himself, the 88 King Joey, not too far behind him. Still a close battle here as we lead into as we clear up lap 50 of 67. We got 17 laps to go here on this round after they pass the stripe here.
Yeah, I haven't talked much about King Joey. Good to see him get up there and run with these guys for a little bit. He's been kind of silent most of the race, but there he is up in the top 5.
I don't think you could ever say he's silent. Your Royal Highness himself, he's really he's in the metal music.
Wow.
He plays a lot of Avenged Sevenfold, because when he's on the track, he's telling everybody to hail to the king.
But I'm bumped.
All right, back to the race of the bad, and enough of the bad Crusader Ponto. Young RCN still battling with Dial here at number 12. It's still a close battle here. Young RCN, if he makes the slightest mistake and gives up that bottom, Dial is just going to run him down quicker than he knows it. Dial is just trying to dial up his own number, get off that dial-up connection, and just get the big connection that he needs to the ground, to the surface, to the sky, and all above, and wherever else I can think of at this point, because he's just trying to find a way around Young RCN to pull through.
The Sears Tower's nearby. You can bounce a signal off that if you want.
Wait. Sears located in Chicagoland? I never knew about that. I think we're all just full of bad jokes tonight, ain't we?
Something like that. Guys, I'm riding here with Dial, and I'm seeing him. He's peeking racing out this left front corner of the nose, coming into the corners, maybe trying to get some clean air on that nose to help it turn or something?
That could be. I mean, you get such a tight draft in here, you get right up on somebody's back bumper, and it does make the car tight. It's put so much air on that nose. You got a good point. He may be deeping down in there a little bit, trying to get that clean air to that nose so it's not so packed tight.
Well, as you say that, guys, here comes the number 14 of J.D. Atkins coming out of the front straightaway here. Coming into turn one here. A battle for second and a battle for the lead, if you will, as J.D. Atkins trying to get around Dial. Young RCM trying to maintain position and trying to maintain line here. Only about just over 10 laps left to this race here. And these guys right now, like, the points are going to matter, and they're going to get it very exclusive here. But Young RCM, if he can get a win here, I am very curious to see where he wants to go for the wild card race, because we've seen some shocker picks that have really messed up the entire field and messed up their idea of what they needed to do to get better on the track. This could be interesting.
Yeah, guys, looking at the points, I mean, Young Racing, he's a little ways out of fourth, but I mean, who knows? I mean, a win tonight, maybe pick at his favorite track and another back-to-back win might just put him back into it. I mean, it'd be a hard shot, but it's possible.
I mean, mind if I ask, like, where he's at right now in position and how many points off he is from the fourth spot?
So, I'm showing Dylan is in fourth with 105 points, and Young Racing is showing 75 points. So he's about 30 points off, guys. 30, 40 points off.
30, 40 points off? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it would take a long shot. I mean, you'd have to have, these guys have a really bad week this week and next week, and you have just a stellar race tonight, win it, and then a stellar race next week, win it, and possibly guarantee it.
So I do apologize. My producers just slapped me upside the head for forgetting that and not realizing like where he was at in points. So I do apologize, Young RCM. But hey, if you get a win here tonight, man, you can always say next season you come out, you get everyone as much as you can, and you can finally get in that top four. But stellar performance here right now. As you see a little bit of a slider there from J.D. Atkins, number 14, and Dial, the number 12, battle for second here. And right behind them is the number 38 of Pendle and the number 9 of Dylan, the OG. He's coming in here pretty quick. But side by side, coming out of turn one, yet again. Atkins get a little bit loose. Pendle and Dylan hold it out.
Yeah, it looked like
Dylan just gave a nice shot to Atkins coming out of turn two.
Yeah, I think what happened there is Atkins actually hit the apron coming off the corner, and when he did that, it slowed his car up a little bit. That Dylan, of course, had nowhere to go there and just gave him a shot. But this was like the 14 hit the apron there a little bit.
8 laps left in this one here, folks, as they come down into turn two. Battle for third here, fourth, I believe, with Kit Dial, the number 12.
Oh!
Second. Okay, this is about for second, excuse me. As I say that, you guys are calling in the meanwhile. I was just running my mouth, so I apologize.
Yeah, Dow and Dylan came off there turn two side by side in a little trait paint there. One's got a 12 on the side, one's got a 9 on the other side now after that.
Kind of put them two together.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I just had another piece of paper handed to me. Kendall is only 5 points out of fourth.
My goodness.
Wow. Kendall almost out. And guys, I just got word from our producers, Deadpool blew the motor. He just got put into the pit via the crew chiefs. They said, you got to park it for tonight. Tough break for him. Definitely a hard road for him.
Definitely was one of the favorites here and has a strong long-run car. That's unfortunate for him.
Yeah, he definitely was creeping up there.
Oh, got loose out in the backstretch. He's down under the white line. He got really loose there. I'm not sure what happened or what was the culprit there, but he just got way loose out of there.
Little skip to Malou there down the backstretch.
I guess so. 7 laps remain in this one, and right now, Young RCN, I'm not sure where he found it. As long as he's caution free, he might just take this one and get that elusive win off his back that he's been looking for week in and week out. Remember last week, folks, in Iowa, he had a heck of a car, a stellar car. but unfortunately, due to some of the cautions and then just, and best put it, bad restarts, he just couldn't quite get back up to that lead and take a chance at it. Now, he might just be the spoiler for everyone and actually set up a track that may change the points up a little bit here.
Guys, just a little attention here. Somebody else is moving back up through the field that was running strong early. K Taddy, he is right behind Dial now. He's got himself up into the top 6.
K Taddy, indeed, yep, he is up top 6 right now. The battle is currently up ahead of us, and for second place with Dylan the OG and the number 9. Number 14, J.D. Atkins, and then No Shift, Don't Call Me Pit Pendle, and the number 38 there. He is giving it everything he's got to get that second spot. He's definitely wanting to get in the top 4. All four of those guys definitely would. But unfortunately, one of them is out of that in the long run unless a freak show all of a sudden came in.
Got a battle for third here between Dylan and Pendle here. Oh, that little tight race in there, but to keep it straight, here we go on past the start-finish line.
2 laps remain in this one now, folks. Battle for second, battle for the lead. Not necessarily a battle for the lead, because Young RCN currently is running away with this one.
Oh, nice crossover by Dylan on the backstretch there. Got it underneath Pendle here. They come down into 3 and 4, and he's going to make the pass on Pendle. Now see if Pendle will cross him back over.
White flag coming out this time by. Here we go. Battle for third. J.D. Atkins has taken second over. It looks like he'll gain that. The battle is for third here with Dylan and number 38 of No Pit Pendle, or No Shift Pendle. Okay. Pendle, number 38.
Oh, Teddy gave Dial a nice little shot and got around him.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, now put Taddy into the top 5. He's in the 5th spot. Meanwhile, the battle for third continues.
Indeed, but as we come around to the final part of this track, final lap is initiated, and the the checkered flag is high in the air for Young RCN, the 43. He finally gets that win he was looking for last week out, and it is finally his here tonight in Chicagoland.
Got that monkey off his back, guys.
I think we all remember when we got that first monkey off our back, right?
Not yet.
yours is coming. I told hubby the same thing last night. I said his was coming, yours is coming too. Don't worry, McCarthy. Here's your top 10 here tonight. Young RCN, the 43, the 14 of J.D. Atkins, number 9 of Dylan, number 38 of No Shift Pendle, number 32 of K Taddy, Dial, the number 12, Thunderfunk 24, 95 of Rowdy Pottles, and the number 9, and Matt BW rounding out the top 10 in that 22nd. And the 22 car, not 22nd. Wait. I'm off my game night, man. I swear by the time we get to Michigan, I promise you guys I will be at the top of my game. I'm still worn out from Michigan last night. Y'all gave me one of the best races ever, and I couldn't even for the life of me breathe. My heart was all over the place, and my palms are sweaty, my knees weak, my arms are heavy. I didn't have any vomit on my sweater, but
luckily
I did have some of my mom's spaghetti. That was pretty good.
Ooh, that's always good.
Anyway, Dial takes the fastest lap there, surprise, surprise, and slowest lap, pretty sure that was Dr. Robbie Bobby, although I could be very wrong there. Alright, guys. Let's get the drivers in the booth here. We'll get the top 3 here tonight from the point, and we're going to talk to them about how they felt about that race. I feel so